Chelsea Football Club and Arsenal Football Club have entered the race for Anthony Gordon. The Newcastle superstar is worth £80 million and both clubs are interested. Furthermore, Kirz has agreed personal terms with Liverpool, whilst Cunha has agreed personal terms with Manchester United. However, there's one condition on that one. I think you can guess which one it is. And finally, Manchester City wanted Florian Wirtz. It became public. The deal was broken down. And now they've set their sights on Morgan Gibbs-White. What a downgrade. But it is what it is. Let's get into it. Let's get into the stories, break them down into all the little details. But before we get started, hit the like button. 1,000 likes goes a long way and you're supporting the channel. Number 2, listen, this is new content for Liverpool, Arsenal, and Manchester City fans and Man United fans. You're all welcome here, so subscribe to the channel. However, let's get it cracking. This is mainly a Chelsea channel. Look, I want to talk about Chelsea first with Arsenal, and then we'll get into the other stories. Firstly, Chelsea Football Club are looking at Anthony Gordon. We all know Chelsea need a left wing. Neto, not of the level. Noni on that left makes me sick. He's not good enough on the left. He's a right winger. He's got good potential to get you 10 to 11 goals every year in 30 games if he plays on the right, and we could get a great player there. However, on the left, he's just too one-dimensional. It looks uncomfortable every time he comes in on his right foot. It really irritates me. Then we got Jadon Sancho. Sancho, we're sending him back to Manchester United. It's obvious, clear as day. So Chelsea are looking at left wingers. Who have they looked at so far? Gittins, you all know my opinion. Way too young, way too much money for a gamble. I ain't interested. And then there's Garnacho. And I told you, I'd rather drink bleach than have Garnacho play for Chelsea. Wastes chances, runs around like a headless chicken, ego of Cristiano Ronaldo. Terrible combination. However, Chelsea are now linked with whom? From in the northeast, there is someone called Douglas, which is a journalist from the northeast, and he's reporting that Arsenal and Chelsea are interested in Anthony Gordon. The price that Newcastle are willing to get is around about £80 million, and this is a move that I am interested in and I can get behind. So firstly, number 1, he gets good output. Last year he got 11 goals, 10 assists. This year he's got 6 goals, 5 assists. There's been a downgrade. However, I've watched enough of Anthony Gordon to know what kind of player he is and how he would suit Maresca's system perfectly. What does he do? He's someone that presses with urgency, great on the ball, in terms of can thread a ball through, running behind willingly, carry the ball with pace, good delivery with his left foot, cuts in and takes shots with his right foot. He's actually a very good player. I'm not saying he's Rafael Leao. I'm not saying he's Rodrigo. But what I am saying is, when you're offering me Garnacho and you're offering me Gittins and then you offer me Anthony Gordon, trust me, I am going to get very happy about the Anthony Gordon links. So, do I think this is going to happen? I'd be very, very surprised. £80 million is a stupid fee. However, we all know clubs ask for 80 million, Chelsea and Arsenal most probably offer 35, and then they'll meet somewhere in the middle, and the somewhere in the middle will be between 50 and 60 million pounds. Is he worth between 50 and 60 million pounds when they paid 40 for him? I think he is. Does he improve Chelsea? Yes, he does. Does he improve Arsenal? Yes, he does. Would we be lucky to get an Anthony Gordon and to come in and start for Chelsea Football Club? 100%. So anybody that is being snobbish about Anthony Gordon, please simmer yourselves down. We're getting linked with Garnacho over here, all right? I'm not having it. The next story I want to talk about is the breaking news regarding Florian Wirtz. So for those of you that don't know, Florian Wirtz is an absolute baller. He plays for Bayer Leverkusen, really expresses himself well on the ball. Somebody that is a natural number 10. You know the ones when you say, oh, we're getting the feeling back. He can express himself gaff. This is one of those players, right? In between the lines, both foot, very comfortable on the ball, dribbles with it, releases it with the passes, just makes you want to watch football. He is worth the admission fee itself. That's how good this player is. However, when players are this good, what happens? Fees go up to stupid amounts. Well, it looked like Manchester City were chasing. Manchester City were eagerly wanting it, and it became very public. When I say it became public, I mean we had David Ornstein come out and say Manchester City are in conversations to get the signing, and so are Liverpool. Now it looks like Manchester City have walked away, and if Manchester City have walked away, so have Liverpool. Let's be honest here, right? Why have they walked away? Number 1, Manchester City believe the package is too excessive. And when Manchester City believe the package is too excessive, Lord knows it is a crazy, crazy, crazy fee. Because 150 million euros, yeah, was the touted price. And then there's agent fees, then there's wages for across the 5 years, what you're going to pay him. All in all, Sammy Mokbel is saying that the fee was going to work out to somewhere in the region of £300 million. That for me, number one, is ludicrous. Number two, I think this is an excuse because the player rejected them and wants to go to Bayern Munich. For me, this is brilliant news. Florian Wirtz absolutely improves Manchester City, and that's a problem for Chelsea Football Club. However, Manchester City have set their sights on Morgan Gibbs-White. For me, please do this. I like Morgan Gibbs-White. I think he's a good player. But is he of the level to make me fear them? Not at all. And it might come back to bite me because we play Nottingham Forest this weekend and he might absolutely slap one in from 30 yards. However, he's just not of the level of Wirtz. He's not of the level. This strikes me as a Nunes signing that they spent £60 million on. This strikes me like the Kosanov signing, the Reyes signing, the Nico Gonzalez signing. Risks. Just risks, not bona fide stars. Is it surprising that they went and got Omar Marmoush? Omar Marmoush is the one that's actually playing consistently. Kosanov isn't playing, Gonzalez isn't playing, Reyes isn't playing, and now guess what's going to happen? You're going to bring this guy in, and he ain't going to play. This is Calvin Phillips 2.0 all over it. Mid-table club, very good. Manchester City, listen, the level there is different, so let's behave. The next story is regarding Matheus Cunha and Manchester United. So Manchester United at this moment in time have basically been chasing Cunha publicly. No one else wants Cunha, and this is evident because I've seen no links with Chelsea, I've seen no links with Liverpool, Arsenal, or Manchester City that have been reliably from any reputable journalist. It's Manchester United or bust for him. It's as simple as that. This is what's going to happen. Does he improve them? 100%. He improves them, he starts for them, he gets them goals, he gets them GNA. However, is this the type of signing that makes me jealous as a Chelsea fan? I don't think so. Like, genuinely, he doesn't start over Cole Palmer. He can't play in the wings, and he's not a number 9. So, good on him. He's going to get himself a good move. He's a player I like to watch. He's very good. Please do not take that wrong. However, do I believe this deal gets done? 100% I believe this deal gets done. That's the reason I'm talking about it. The news coming out now from Fabrizio Romano is the here we go is close. What has happened is he has approved of the project, and they are waiting to get this done. I was listening to Mark Goldbridge today. A lot of you don't like Mark Goldbridge. I like him. I think he's very good at doing what he does. There's a lot as a content creator I can learn from him in his delivery, in the way that he articulates himself, his production levels. But more importantly, I actually think he's got a few good takes. So I don't need to agree with everyone for me to be entertained. Do you know what I mean? A lot of you don't agree with what I say, but you still come back, you still watch, and you still have your popcorn, and you comment in the sections telling me, well, yeah, I agree with this, or no, I don't. That's part of being an adult. You can disagree and be okay with someone. However, and this is the key here, he said, at this moment in time, he believes if they went out to Bilbao, Manchester United would have announced the signing already. However, they went through. So now they've got the Europa League final. They're going to let the hype for the Europa League go. And if they lose, they'll straight away announce it. If they win, they're going to delay it a little bit more and release it at the optimal time to get the impressions and the likes and the clicks. For me, that makes absolute, logical sense. Genuinely. These clubs are corporate institutions these days. What ends up happening is they have criteria that they need to tick, metrics they need to hit. Same way as on my YouTube channel, I'm an independent creator, right? I don't answer to nobody. I just make my own videos, I edit my own videos, I make my own thumbnails, and I talk about stuff. Internally, within my business, what this is like a channel, I've got targets I need to hit. So if I don't hit them, I answer to myself. These people answer to people at the club. So I guarantee you this is exactly what they're doing. But does Cunha improve them? 100%. Does this deal get done? Yes. As a Chelsea fan, am I jealous? Not at all. Continue signing players of the level of Cunha. We've seen him at Atletico Madrid. It didn't work out. Went to Wolves. Yes, it worked out. Manchester United is a different kettle of fish, and they need a lot more than Cunha just to fix them. Milos Kirz, and this is where it gets very interesting. So for me, Liverpool at this moment in time is moving like a serious club. And people are going to say, Alex, how can you say that about Liverpool? You don't like them. I don't like them because of the rivalry that we had. Doesn't mean I don't respect them. And this is the difference here. Milos Kirz is a very interesting acquisition. What has happened so far for them? They've got Jeremy Frimpong, who in my opinion is a very good signing because he's a perfect replacement for Trent. Not identical for Trent. you're not replacing that playmaking quality. But what he does bring is competition for Conor Bradley, epitomizes what Liverpool want to do, use their fullbacks, push him up, high energy, high octane, crosses into the box. He's going to do that. He also gives them the diversity to go to a 5 at the back or move to a 3 at the back or a 4 at the back. That's how good of a player Frimpong is. However, as a Chelsea fan, once again, I'm going to reiterate, I'm not jealous. Why? We've got Gusto, Josh and Reece. You can't be annoyed at everyone else doing business and saying, oh, I wish we got him. So that's a good signing for Liverpool. I am impressed. This next news is Liverpool have agreed personal terms, according to Fabrizio Romano, with Kirz. The players pushing for the move. Now talks between the two clubs are happening. Listen to this. The old sporting director at Bournemouth now is at Liverpool. He's got a direct channel into Bournemouth. This deal is going to happen. They're going to treat Bournemouth the way they used to treat Southampton. They're going to go in there, cherry pick their best players, and that's what's going to happen. Does he improve them? 100%. From the jump now, Kirz improves them. Robinson, in my opinion, was a weak link in their team this year. I'm not saying he was terrible, but I'm saying he's a weak link. In every team, there's a weak link. In every room full of billionaires, one of them's the poorest. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's a bad player. Please do not get that mistaken. However, Kirz will come in, upgrade their team, the energy, the one-on-one defending, the crossing. He's going to elevate them. They'll have Robinson and Kirz fighting out for a position until Robinson can't go on anymore and leaves, and then they'll replace. This is very good squad planning. I'm very impressed. They're now basically going to get their third player through the door potentially. And so they've already got 2. Marmardashvili, I don't know what's going to happen with him. As a Georgian, I'm very interested in that. Now, right back in Frimpong, very good signing. Interesting to watch him in the league. And finally, Milos Kirz. Guys, this was the Kavkas View. This was a very different type of Kavkas View today. Weren't much Chelsea news. However, I owe it to you guys to deliver football content. And this summer, we're going to make the Kavkas View very broad. We're going to talk about football in general. I am a huge football fan. I know a lot of you want me to just stick to Chelsea. I can't do it, right? There's a lot for me to talk about. I'm going to enjoy it. You're going to enjoy it. Trust me, subscribe, share it with your friends, and all of you that are new from different clubs, subscribe to the channel. It's the best way for me to grow, and give me some criticism below based on my opinions or constructive criticism, how I can improve my production. Let's get it started.